Today's 1025th day of computer lessons I learn. I'm learning how to support your dreams, your goals, allowed to become the person that you want to become. Today I speak about future, visualizing future. I think that sometimes you find yourself that it's not that easy to visualize future. And I think that's a lot of reasons that we do not visualize future. And today we'll share 10 things that really makes it harder for people to visualize future, because I truly believe that we need to really have that vision of the future. And then we'll break that down to what we need to do today, to really achieve that vision. But if you're not able to visualize, that means that you're living day by day, taking some kind of actions that you have no idea where that leads to. I think even though that if you are consistent at what you're doing right now, it will lead to something. It will lead to something, 100%. It can lead to pretty good things. But I think that if you actually implement that vision and really break that down into small tasks, I think that we're able to achieve tenfolds what we otherwise could achieve just with consistent action without knowing where that leads to. So today we'll share 10 things that really sometimes makes it harder for people to really visualize that success, visualize that future. So number one is complexity of the future. Sometimes I think that we are just thinking about too many things. We add so many things in that future that it becomes so complex we're not able to break it down to the smaller parts. And of course, if it's so complex, it's very, very hard to visualize. Sometimes we need to really visualize in a simplistic way. This part of my life will look like this one. This part with this one. This one, this. And that's it. As simple as possible. If we overcomplicate, that doesn't allow us to really actually get benefits out of thinking about the future. Number two is short-term thinking. That means when you think about the future, we're not able to really think about the future because we're able to see only like a month in advance, maybe 2 months in advance. But we're not able to see 10 years, 20 years, 40 years, 50 years. So it's how much you're able to see right now. Maybe a day, maybe a week, maybe a month, maybe a year, maybe a decade. I think that to be able to work and to develop from short-term to mid-term and then for long-term future, long-term visualization of that future. Because if you never visualize the future, of course, at the beginning it will be hard. So you're not supposed to jump from activity from visualizing future in a week and then of course visualize the future in 50 years. Well, that will not work. We need to develop that skill set of being able to visualize that future. Number three is optimism or pessimism bias. It could be over-optimistic and we could be over-pessimistic. That means if you are optimistic, for sure, the future will look very, very well. For sure, for me, it will work. Everything will work out. So what you base that optimism on? That's a very, very interesting question because a lot of times people don't take any action and expect better future. That is nonsense. That is delusion. That means if you actually want better future, you need to take action. That action will lead to better future. If we just thinking bias, we think that by thinking we will have a better future. That's not true. We need to ask, what kind of actions do I do today that will make my future better? And if you have those actions, you need to have positivity. We need to have that optimism. Because sometimes it's hard to really keep consistent at those actions if you don't have optimism. At the same time, pessimism. People believe that their future will be looking exactly as it is now. And that potential now is not that good. And we need to understand that we are taking actions. We take actions, and of course, we need to say, okay, future will be different. And I need to think about that future because I'm taking actions towards that future. Number four is fear of unknown. A lot of times people are afraid to visualize the future because they're afraid of that unfamiliar, uncomfortable, unknown, that foggy experience. But you have no idea where that will actually lead to. That's supposed to be an exciting moment. When you open the present, when you open the gift, you have no idea what will be inside. That means there's an unknown. But you know that it will be positive. Because it's a gift. I think that future is a gift. That we're able to unravel and see. And I think that when you start seeing that future as a gift, as a grateful thing to pursue, of course you are excited to open that gift. And the future is a gift, and we need to understand that. Rather than fear of unknown, it's supposed to be excitement of unknown. Number 5 is present bias. Sometimes I know that a lot of times people have a bias of present, that I am taking today the most serious. I truly believe that we need to take seriously today, because only today will allow us to achieve that future. But I said, it is always important to understand what kind of vision you want to have, what kind of person you need to become to achieve the vision. And today you need to be taking those action that allows you to become the person and allows you to achieve the vision. So you will not become who you need to become if you will not take action today. But I truly believe that we always need to visualize the future to be able to really maximize today. Number 6 is emotional state. That means that a lot of times if you're not able to visualize the future, it might be that your emotional state is very weak, your mental state is very weak, and we need to say, okay, what I'm able to do to really maximize our emotions, how to put yourself in the best position to be present, mindful, grateful. So it means that we're able to do meditations, we're able to do gratefulness meditations, just to make sure that we are putting ourselves in the best emotional state to really see the future better. Because if your emotional state is negative, your future will be negative. If your emotional state is positive, your future might be positive. So it's your emotional state will dictate how well you see your future. That means we need to be working very hard on emotional state, because our emotional state will dictate vision, the person that we want to become, and the action that we take today. Very, very important. Number 7 is lack of experience. Lack of experience is that a lot of times people never had any experience. They did the same job for 10 years. They said that I have 10 years of experience. No, you have 1 year's experience repeated 10 times. So it means sometimes we need to really go and pursue things, try things, explore things, have more experiences. And when you experience so many different things, because you have more perspective about the world, you're able to see and visualize more things. So I truly believe sometimes we need to really explore world. We need to experience things. That more experience you have, the easier it is to visualize the future. When less you have, when you narrow mind you have, it's very hard sometimes to visualize that future, what kind of different things could be in the future. Number 8 is survival focus. It might be that at the moment, all of you think is about survival, where the next meal will come from, or if you will have a roof above your head, like maybe the things, something in your current world is happening that really takes majority of your mind. So that means for your food, like maybe someone in your family, immediate family, has a massive sickness. So that means that it's the only thing that in your mind is survive this day. And a lot of times, because you live in this survival mode focus, you're not able to focus on the future. And sometimes you're not able to change that. You need to go through that. Or of course, if you are struggling with finances, that means what you're able to do right now to fix your finances, that you could really start focusing on that future. And that means that to be able to do something. And sometimes external things happening, and we're not able to do. But what you're able to do, what you're able to control to make sure that you put yourself in the best position to start thinking about the future. Number 9 is education and training. That means that we understand that we're able to educate ourselves, we're able to train ourselves, we're able to really grow ourselves in that. So that means that there's a lot of people who could train you how to visualize the future better. There's a lot of people who could really coach you and mentor you, educate you on how to visualize the future, how to build the future. And when you ask, okay, what kind of person I need to become? What kind of vision I need to achieve? And you go and find people who have achieved your vision, who have become the version that you want to become. And they will be able to really help to visualize the future, because they might be living the future that you want to have. Of course, when you're able to see other person's current life, you're able to put yourself in other person's shoes and really visualize as the future. And the last one, number 10, is that sometimes people are not able to visualize because of their denial, because of their trauma. Because of course, if you had a trauma in the past, sometimes people looking in the past and they're not able to look in the future. Because they base their future on their past. And that is not the way how we need to look into the future. Because we need to look into the future based on our imagination, not on past trauma, not on past denial. Because we can deny the future. We can deny the past. We need to accept the past and say, okay, this is what I learned, this is my experience was, but exactly what kind of person I want to become. Visualize, imagine, and we need curiosity. We really need to dig into that, and we need to develop that. And I think that when you start really saying that, I want to live the best future for myself. I want to have the best future for my family. I want to have the best future for my legacy. I need to really develop that. I need to really work on my imagination, because imagination will allow to have a better future. So I hope you will choose to win, and see you tomorrow.